I just got off the phone with the literal president of the United States, and he told me, dude, you have to go check the upcoming content right now. I said, yo, Mr. Joe, what are you talking about? What upcoming content? For what? Like, World War III? What's going on? He's like, World War III? No, I have more important things going on right now. There's some insane leaks that just dropped for Dandy's World, bro. I didn't know what to be more surprised by, but the fact that Joe called me bro or that he plays Dandy's World. But, dude, I have some big information. Possibly the biggest update is going to be coming to Danny's World here soon. And I'm going to tell you all about it, everything that's upcoming, things regarding Quell and all the development team and everything along those lines, as well as things that we want to see coming this next update. However, I need you guys to do me a favor. Just a small, teeny, tiny little thing. A little small little favor. Please just unsubscribe. Everyone knows that at this point in time. If I get to 75,000 subscribers by the time the year ends, I have to get one of these bed sheets as my bed sheets. And I really don't want Astro Macedon Dandy as my bed sheets. So just like unsubscribe. Dang. So, as I alluded to before, there is the biggest update coming to Danny's World. And I'm literally not saying that for clickbait. I'm literally not saying that for the sake of making this seem bigger, proportionate than it actually is. No, this is huge. This is actually so huge. I am so excited to announce this. As you can see right here, from Quell, the creator of Danny's World herself, Quell stated that the new scripter that she's working with knows how to implement console support. So hopefully I'll actually get going on that, which means Dandy's World is going to be added to console. It might be several months down the road, like several months, because I don't know what that process is like of migrating a PC only game over to console. I don't know how the assets work, controller support. I don't understand that. Frankly, that's out of my realm of expertise. However, we have multiple things to be excited about. Not only the fact that Rox is gone, but Rox being gone has actually seemed to be the best thing ever for Quell. It seems like she's been able to work on a lot more projects that she's actually interested in and wanted to do now that Rox is gone. She's found better people to fill the roles, and I can't be more excited about it. But more than just on Danny's World coming to console support, there's a little bit more I wanted to touch on. There's some new stuff coming as well. I do believe that most of you guys know this, but there is going to be model changes. Quell plans for the new modeler to rework and upgrade characters to be more lively, such as adding more joints to characters, allowing for more detailed animations, adding more facial expressions for tunes, such as most likely blinking, or as some people suggest, an expression when being low on health, low on stamina, or when using ability. So they'll feel more animatronic-y. But no, that'd be awesome. So as of right now, the only thing that we really see different than just their idle faces is when tunes take damage, and we get some cool special animations whenever they use abilities. For example, we can see Astro's little burst whenever he uses his ability. We see Flutter's corkscrew, spinny Remy, Rama whenever she does her thing. My favorite, honestly, ability that I think just aesthetically is Glisten's teleport ability, Tish's ability, as well as Pebble's Bark. Past this and the idle animation, that's all we really have. So it'd be really cool to see these new features get added into the game, which we know they're going to be coming added. It's been confirmed. But obviously, the bigger thing being that Danny's World is going to be coming to console. For those of you guys that watch Danny's World videos, you watch any other Danny's World content, and you are a console player, this is huge for the game. And I didn't get to touch on it more. This is so huge for the game because it'll bring so many new players. Right now, as things stand, Danny's World is constantly on the trending page or popular page and being recommended to new players. However, it's being recommended to no console players. Well, you know what? Maybe it's not as big as I thought. I Googled what percent of people play on console. According to Roblox Corporation themselves, 2% of Roblox users use the platform through consoles. Wow. That's crazy. Well, I guess theoretically it would raise the player base by 2 to 3%. So still cool. It's still cool. But something else that's going to happen is Razzle and Dazzle will have animation to vary to fit the personality of who is leading. For those of you that don't know, Razzle and Dazzle is basically a split personality disorder. Just kidding. It's two different people stuck together. So Razzle and Dazzle, as you can see, their ability right behind my head called Comic Tragedy, which is a passive ability where the student switches between movement speed on odd number floors and extraction speed on even number. The one on the left is Razzle and the one on the right is Dazzle, where they have opposing and conflicting personalities, and it's really fun, and they're actually my favorite character in the game. So being able to tell which one is leading the way with having to understand the character completely would be really cool. They also talked about buffing Razzle and Dazzle, which I think also drastically needs to happen. He's my favorite tone, but man, he's one of the worst. He really sucks. Another thing that's going to be added that is new is in the future update, most of the UI will be changed to more stylized, clean, and will be more accessible due to the UI being very simple. And the current UI was created by ex-co-owner. Quell wants to change it. So basically, even if you like it, even if the UI is good in your opinion, it's tainted. For people that don't know what UI is, it's user integration. So it's buttons like stats, tunes, trinkets, twisted, like all of this fun fancy stuff that I'm scrolling through is in fact UI. So not Rox, oh my god, definitely not rocks. So Quel's going to change all this to get the rocks out of Danny's, which I respect. So we're going to see a new UI soon. That's something to look forward to. Something that we all want to know, especially considering we got absolutely robbed of a Halloween update because of a stupid man. Regardless of that, nothing is known for any potential events. Most likely, these will be holidays, collabs, or other types of events. Collabs would be very, very cool. A video coming out tomorrow about a potential collab. Regardless, the only other mention of them right now is from a loading screen. From a quote from Quell, she mentioned that she's hoping to be able to do Christmas. And as you can see on this loading screen, it says, be sure to check back for new updates, events, characters, trinkets, and more exciting changes. Could, in fact, just be alluding to updates. However, the keyword being, obviously, events. And Quell stating right here on October 8th, hoping I can at least have Christmas. And there's a lot of work that needs to happen in this game. And something that I want you guys to understand about Danny's World is that the game won't get updated nearly as much as other games. For example, like Toy Tower Defense or Pet Simulator 99. Not only will Danny's World not get updated as frequently, as at least right now, is because they have a way smaller team. And on top of that, Quell really takes pride in her work. Speaking on her behalf, well, I guess I am speaking on her behalf, but I can't in terms of that's exactly what she says. That's just what I picked up on her character and the person that she seems to be. She seems to truly, truly care about her work and her craft, and she never wants to release anything boofed or anything that's wrong with it. She truly cares about her product, and that's why we see less Danny's World updates, but why we should be more excited about when they do come, and that's why we should all a high end respect for Quell. Moving on, that is not all the information I have for you guys. I know, brain blast, absolute brain overload. We got more stuff. This is going to be the last bit of new information I have before we get into what people want to see added into the game. However, as you can see right here, in role-playing updates, the community for the two handlers should be added. The role-play mode with many players wanting them to be added, so they most likely be added in a future update. This is definitely more of a something that's put on the back burner. I don't think people really care that much, to be completely transparent with you. And this was said a while ago. I think I touched on this in the past, so I'm not really going to talk about it more, but I'll at least show what the toon handlers are for people that don't know. So theoretically, every single toon in Danny's World has a toon handler. We've seen all of the main, or not all the choices, all the main toons. So as you can see here, Dandy has her toon handler right here. And if you're wondering where these pictures come from, they come from slowers inside of Dandy's World. Here is Astro's toon handler, and you can tell that it seems like the toons get some of their personalities based off their toons, as this guy looks very uncomfortable, and since he's uncomfortable, Astro is also very uncomfortable. Here is Sprout with her toon handler. Here is Shelly with her toon handler. Obviously, they're both outgoing, spiffy people. And last but certainly not least, V's toon handler. That toon handler looks a little bit anxious, so it's surprising the personality that V has. But here's a picture of the wall of all the toon handlers. So basically, adding these Danny's World roleplay, if you guys wanted to roleplay the toon handlers at all, which actually, now that I think about it further along the line, for people that actually take their roleplay seriously or do like series on YouTube of series, this is awesome. That's so awesome. It would be really cool to RP as it. If you want to know more information about it, you can see it here. I was talking about how the handlers look nervous and how Shelly's, so on and so forth. We'll save that. So we are going to pull up the most valuable source, the best, so where we can get ideas, the most trusted source everyone knows about. And of course, that's Reddit. Dude, I got Yu-Gi-Oh over here. If there were a good field spell dude, that's sick. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in literal years. Either way, as you can see here, Lord have mercy, made a post saying, what are some abilities you wouldn't see in Danny's World? So we're going to inspect abilities and see how feasible they are in the game, how cool they are, and if we think they should be added. Me Stole Someone's Toe says, being able to jump over Twisteds until uncommon because I don't overpower it, or shooting a paralyzing ray that stops a Twisted's movement for 5 seconds. So it seems as though a lot of people want to see some type of stun ability get added into Danny's World. And a lot of people's OCs and original creations and just other abilities along those lines, there's a lot of stunning involved. For me, I've always found that interesting because I always thought that it would be hard to implement, and let me show you why. The reason I believe something like that would be hard to implement is, let's say you're being chased by Twisted Fin, right? Let's say I'm a Twisted Fin, absolutely trying to your soul, and let's say you are this chair and I get up let's say this is my attack range and I'm right here, and obviously you're the chair that wants to stun me. If it was an ability or shot, if I'm this close, how do I get it so like the chair, you would be able to interact with me before I hit? That's why it's kind of weird, because it might not work. It would have to be some type of like an aura ability, like for example when Astro uses his ability, it absorbs, or like they were saying, the gun, or like a paralyzer gun, if you could shoot it, that would work. However, you can't do first person in Danny's World. right? So how effective would you shoot it? Would it be one of those things where, let's say that this is the target, would it immediately lock on, or is that just a little bit broken? That's something that will have to get theorized more, and I want to hear what you guys think about that to see how feasible it is that stunning could be added into the game eventually. But for me, as things stand right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. This person had the idea of improving one stat in exchange for debuffing. Oh, so like specking your own tunes? Imagine, oh my gosh, imagine if there was a create your own tune variant. Is that obviously every tune has their own stat line. This person's wanting it so that you can like basically get rid of one of your stats in place of another. So whether it be an action you do inside of the game or outside of the game, you would essentially be taking, let's say you wanted Brightney to have more stamina. You get rid of one of her extraction speeds and add it to the stamina. You can pull your star around. Or maybe debuff would be bigger in correspondence to the fact that you get to choose where you get buffed, especially if it was someone like, I don't know, Pebble, because that's just really good, right? Like, let's say with Pebble, you wanted to make it so that your stamina was 5 and your stealth went down to 2. Well, that you just made the distractor that much, right? Like, that would be broken on Pebble, which is why I think it makes sense if it's specific and unique to one tune at a time, which is what I think this person was saying. How'd you ever? I listened to some of your guys' recommendations, which I think there should be a Discord or something, ideas like that. Maybe I can make it in my own, where you guys give me your own concepts. Like, we have Danny's World Theories, which I still need to make a video on, but we don't really have a place for Danny's World ideas. There's so many videos that I still want to make for Danny's World. The content sources is literally endless. I'm like mainly the Danny's World guy that does everything besides play Danny's World, but I do play the game. Regardless, it's time to talk about what this skeleton wants to get added to the game. What do I think would be very, very cool to see in the game that I think will actually be implemented in the future? For those of you that don't know, I'm very reputable because in Toilet Tower Defense, they've taken my ideas and put them into the game several times. Quell, or anyone new on the development team, or anyone that wants to be on the development team, turn up your ears. I'm about to cook here. It would be way too easy for me to simply say, make a new tune. It's too easy. No, I want to change game mechanics. I want to change core mechanics. So as of right now, every single one of these elevators has a different, or not different, they're all exactly the same. They're all unique. It takes you to floor 1 through floor 20, so on and so forth. I want to add a modified mode, or just like Doors did, add modifiers to the game. That would make someone like me go absolutely gas. For example, you join the game and there's a modifier button on the left side. You would click Twisted's ×2 speed. And the thing is, it's kind of like the sandbox mode essentially, so you wouldn't get experience for it, or maybe you would get a little bit of Iker based on playtime, but it would mainly just be for fun challenges. Maybe they add a Nightmare Danny's World mode where it's every tune speed is 1.5, or every tune attention span is up by 1, or there's twisted skins. I mean, twisted skins is just a good idea for certain events. I'm sure these are things that Quell has already thought of, but if you want me to give more details, let me do it very, very quick. So obviously I talked about the modifiers. Maybe you would make it so that I'm gonna list off everything that I would want to see in Nightmare Mode. And truthfully, if you guys really like this, I could make a full video about what I would want to see with this. However, I'm just slightly talking about it right now. Starting off, 1.5 speed buff all twisted. You know, pretty fair. It already is nightmarish. Machines take 1.5 times longer to complete. I know it sucks. Trust me. There's a cons list. That there will be pros. Okay, it's not all just gonna be bad things. You are gonna get some benefits. There is gonna be 2 more twisted per floor. If this isn't already starting to sound nightmarish, then I don't know what is. Everything twisted's gonna be moving faster. Machines are gonna take longer to complete. There is gonna be more twisteds per floor. This is already enough as it is. We are not done yet. Every twisted's attention moves up by 1. So for example, if someone has a really low attention span, they would move up to a medium, or if they have a high attention span, they moves up to super high. Or if it's someone like Dandy or Pebble, whose attention span is ridiculous, it moves up higher to a new threshold. Or it just stays the same because it could end up being accidentally too broken. And last but really not least, the thing to make it the most nightmarish is that one random twisted gets the lethal ability, which for those of you that don't know, Danny's the only twisted in the game that currently has lethal. Lethal literally one hits you. Doesn't matter if you have 1 heart, 2 hearts, or 3 hearts, literally. So it could literally just be a random box centering around that is running around with lethal. So I know what you're thinking. Holy crap, Hopeless. That is so much bad. What could you possibly add that's good? What could possibly make sense that could balance this out? Listen. The only pro is that the elevator opens up to 20 20 people. You don't get any buffs. You don't get any boost. There is simply just more of you, right? If there's double the twists of the floor, machines take longer, you have a more speed. What are you going to need to actually beat floors? You're going to need more distractors. You're going to need more people doing machines. You are going to have 20 people in this nightmare mode. And watch as people literally drop like fly. If you guys like this idea, share it around, tell people about it, clip it. I think it would be really cool to see a Nightmare Danny mode. Maybe they're able to do it for Halloween, something along these lines. These are all my ideas, all my speculations, so nothing is set in stone, but I would love to see something like this in Danny's world. And most importantly, don't forget, unsubscribe, please.